Hey there! Every month, Annie has a call with our Path 365 members and answers their questions. She tackles a wide range of topics from what to do with big emotions, what kinds of tips and advice she has for addressing difficult situations, how to deal with cravings, and so much more. Listen in as she does some real-life coaching for our Path members.
I initially was feeling so hopeful. Now I'm not feeling so good, even though I've been alcohol-free for 90 days. Can you explain this?
It's absolutely part of the process. And this is kind of how I would explain it is there's so much unraveling that happens along the way, right? Because we believe that, first of all, we believe that alcohol, like the whole journey to get us to here involved a lot of unraveling, which looked for me like, okay, I for sure thought alcohol was the duct tape holding my whole life together. And then when it started causing problems in my life, I started thinking, okay, well, I'll just cut back because of the problems. And then the moment of realizing, wait, it is the problem. It's a huge unraveling moment, right? And then you take alcohol out and guess what? You're left with yourself and you're left with your own thoughts and your own pattern, your own reasons that you had been drinking in the first place. And so much of that discomfort, I think discomfort is almost always a place to find something that I'm thinking that's not helpful to me. And so much of that discomfort is that you have not only enough time to have actually not been drinking, but you have enough time to where you're probably not 110% focused all the time on not drinking. So now you're focused and awareness, because here's the thing, like your brain's always going to offer a problem. And that's a blessing and a curse. It's always going to offer a problem. And if we're open to it, we can be like, yes, that's a problem I want to solve, or actually, that's not a problem I even want to think about. And we can make that decision. But it's always going to offer a problem. So just to give you a really like funny example, but like I had such an issue with my mother-in-law for so many years. And then I finally solved the issue with my mother-in-law. And guess what? I started having an issue with my mom. I'd never had an issue with my nothing changed. It was just like my brain wanted a problem to fix. And so much of what happens, I think the unraveling is like your brain's just like, oh, great, it's an onion. Oh, awesome. So you stop drinking? All right, let's talk about this. I think then we need to have a lot of discernment into saying, okay, this discomfort, where is it coming from? And is it coming from something that actually I don't need to fix? Or is it coming from something that I actually want to face and I want to look at and I want to move through? But it would be really, I think, I for sure thought this, and now I understand that this is actually a quite silly thought, but to think that fermented liquid in a glass, like, could be the only thing like that is causing any sort of discomfort, right? And so I think that's something that happens to a lot of us. You get like a ways out, you get even a year out, and you're like, but I'm still a human being. It's like, yes. And that is great because your brain will offer up the problems that you decide to solve. And that's so much of what we will be doing in the path as why we do the things we do. But when we get further into it, we really start to focus on, those other areas of discomfort and finding the peace inside ourselves. And I think that's really magic.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you're ready to see how This Naked Mind can help you on your personal health and wellness journey and want to learn more, go to thisnakedmindpodcast.com to learn what your next best step is. Again, that's thisnakedmindpodcast.com. We have all of our free resources, programs, social links, and more available for you there. Plus, if you have your own naked life story to share, you can submit it there as well. Until next week, stay curious.